Hey YouTube, think I got it working now. Let's see how everything's going. Got to retype. Maybe check the chat here.
Hello, sinners.
There he is. There's so smart Alec Jarvis. All right, we're gonna get right in to the stream tonight. Skip, how are you, brother?
Pretty good.
All right. Hopefully, I just got a message from Z King. He's just now getting home from work and going to be joining us. So I don't know if they got the countdown on there, but we're late anyway. So 5 minutes late. Thank you guys for being there. Uh, how's it going, Sky Dozier? Try to type that again and see if it comes on through. I had to repop out the chat. I'm gonna try to think up. Johnny Scars is now with us. No, don't hang on. Don't look like it's
Johnny Scars.
yeah. It's working for Jarvis, but it's not working for OBS. Let me pop it out again. There we go. Now let's see. How's it going, Johnny? I saw you via YouTube on the race Saturday at in Clinton. So
Hello.
how did that go, Skip? There we go.
Oh,
Now it should be populating.
I liked it. It went great for me.
Good.
It's one of my favorite races because actually flew really, really well considering what I normally do. I mean, normally I'll get nervous and crash out, and I'll fly good for a little bit, and then I'll get nervous and crash out. And this one, I felt like I actually uh, felt really good around the track and around different elements and in both races. The I felt better in the whoop race really, uh, but yeah, I had a blast
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of people there and we all talked and everything and yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, good. Good. That that's as much for me a part of the of racing is meeting the people and just uh, and don't get me wrong, I like the competition and everything, but a lot of rain here too. Johnny Scar says he's doing well. A lot of rain here today. Uh, how are you this week? I'm doing well this week. Busy.
Getting cold. I'm
It is.
tired of it.
It is. But not as cold as January was, so that's good.
Right, I'm ready to be gone.
You ready for spring and summer to get here, huh?
Yeah, buddy, I am going to be grinding my butt off
Yeah.
when it comes to racing.
That's good, man. That's good. Some of us need to.
I'm going to set me up a loop track at the house
Yeah.
and probably make it to where it uh it goes in and out of my house.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I can fly some gates outside and fly some gates inside
Yeah.
type deal.
Yeah. I've got a window on this wall over here, kind of right in the middle
Yeah.
of the wall, and I have debated several times. Uh, I got some blackout curtains on it and blinds and all, but I've debated several times of building like a little perch out there on it, like Nurk. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw Nurk had done that with in his upstairs window. He'd just set the drone out there and close the window back and fly around his yard and come back, land on the perch, open the window back up, and pull the drone out. And thought
Yeah,
about doing
that's it.
that.
Yeah, I'd like to make a. I've got a fan in the back of my house
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be great to make a little course and fly through the fan. But no, yeah, I'm probably going to look into doing either extension or a repeater or something like that,
Yeah.
McFlies.
so I can
Hello,
fly
McFlies.
outside and see as good as I can inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked back in the analog days. I talked about taking a one of those cheap analog receivers and running up on a pole. But with HDzero, I mean, I can fly all around my yard, and I can go around my house on 25 milliwatts. So it's not a big problem for me. I don't have a lot of. I'm not in a big neighborhood where it's got a lot of Wi-Fi noise or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
well, do you have anything on the agenda? Anything on mine you want to talk about? Let, let's talk a little bit about
Uh,
the race that you was at for first. Kind of give us a breakdown of what what was there, and because you guys kind of do uh, whoop racing a little differently than other chapters, right?
yeah. So normally everybody else they build the track and fly it. But this time they let me build the track and
Virginia Slims.
and
Philoblaster.
Virginia
I
Slims.
build really good tracks. I'm not trying to just brag on myself or whatever. Virginia Slams, yeah. Uh, but I kind of get the like I kind of get the feel of multi GP tracks, and then what's really fun because I've done a lot of tracks on Velocidrone and everything.
Right.
So uh, I think uh, I think I've gotten used to making tracks now to where whenever I lay one out, it's like I can fly this and I know what's going on
Right.
because I've flown it before,
Right.
and I like that feeling of knowing the elements before you fly them and having somewhat of an idea.
That that is a perk to being there and helping set up or actually setting up for someone at a race, because most race directors are willing to have all the help that's available. Um, Speaking of track design and track and skip designing tracks, uh, myself, Skylar, or Red Sky, and Skip got together after the stream last week and made some changes to the February 22nd track, uh, to the UDL track. So if you haven't flown it since last week, go back to it. You just click on the same one and you'll notice that there are some changes on it. So Johnny Scar says, it was an awesome track, Skip. I tried to copy it in Velocidrone so I could fly it some more.
Yeah, well, it should be going up in Velocitron because Armando said he was going to put all of our tracks in Velocitron.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe he already done it, but I guess he hasn't. So I will probably be asking him if he's going to, and if he isn't, I will.
Yeah. I need to get Armando. Armando, you need to send me that sticker. Two of them, buddy. Waiting on to put you right on the side. You get a place of uh, prominence, which that I'm hoping and believing that's going to shrink pretty soon. So those of you who don't know about, go back and watch the stream that I had Armando on there, and you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So I asked him about today, and he said we just need to decide on uh, what what to agree with.
Yeah, probably just your regular
On
your logo, right?
Yeah, because he said something about a Sasquatch or a logo or whatever.
Oh yeah, well he was going to send me a sticker of that with it because I was like I like that one, but that's probably not
Yeah.
the best thing for you guys to advertise with. Phil
Giovanni
asks,
Loco 619.
June Loco, thank you for showing up, brother. Philiblaster asks, did you create the AGQ skip?
Did I create what?
A GQ global qualifier?
Yeah, I'm at a GQ for sure.
Yeah, it just wasn't it chosen right. Or are you making one for the
Uh,
spring?
it's not been chosen yet. I don't believe.
Uh,
Yeah. So I did create a GQ, and they said they're fixing to start judging on them, and I actually need to go. And I'm glad you said that because I actually need to go on GQ right now and change something, and I can do that while we're doing this. It's fine.
sure. Yeah. Also, at the end of the stream, I don't know if I'll open a lobby. We might, if Skip has time, might have one of us open a lobby. I've got a important phone call that I have to make about something. I feel confident that we can start talking about it. We are looking at doing a big regional whoop race in not in the fall, in the early fall, and we're in the stages right now of finding a venue. I believe I've secured a potential venue, but we want to look and see before we make that decision. We want to look and see what's the best options that we have before us. So, and I did look at that email that you give me, Phil. I think it was pretty cool. Become a member. Thank you, man. He joined the member. Become a freak, a fat freak, or a FPV freak. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the membership. So yeah, if I don't start a lobby right after this, it'll be it won't be long. But I don't expect the phone call to last very long. But you guys know me; I can talk sometimes for a while. So, but your whoop, you do it different. You were going to tell us how y'all do the whoop races different. It's not just 65 millimeter, right?
Oh well, yeah, we do 75 to 65 millimeters. So it's just more open, so people have more of a chance. Um, so our courses are not, really strict on uh, whoever can race. We try to make it for beginners too.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives everybody a chance to come and race and take part. And we try to make the tracks fair. And something about me and Pastor, we have something we agree on making tracks fair is sometimes you got to put obstacles in for the big guys to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my track, I put two dive gates,
Mm-hmm.
and the two dive gates were to specifically to slow down the fast guys.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because if you don't slow down the fast guys, then they'll just do the whole track super fast and blow everybody away.
Yeah. That's one of my that's how I've felt about it for years. That whoop racing, I think, and of course, when you're setting up a track and you're running the race, you can do it the way you want to. That's the good thing about multi GP. You can set it up how you want to. But I look at drone racing, whoop racing, more like Formula One, other than NASCAR. Nothing against NASCAR. NASCAR is, you know, round and round and full throttle most of the time. And the thing that I like about Formula One is there's some turns and there's some things that you've just got to slow down just a little bit. And now if you figure it out where you can hit it, at full speed and get it, then more power to you. Phil says, "You're faster than me, Skip. Who are you trying to slow down?" Well, just in
No, I
general.
don't think
Just in
I'm
general.
faster than you. You're you're pretty quick too.
Yeah, but Phil cheats. No, I'm joking. He does it. I'm joking. If you're available, you're welcome to jump on if you want to, Phil. Uh, Talk a little bit about uh, some things that we got. No details. No details on what we've got planned other than it's um,
So,
a
so
regional
on
race.
that race, uh, it came up to me racing against at the end there.
Hmm.
Came up to me racing against Armando and Johnny Scars
Johnny's
and
fast.
and uh, some other guy. I'm terrible with names, so you'll have to forgive me on that. And
Is that Queen?
yeah, Queen, yeah,
Yep.
he was one of the racers. But anyways, I was more worried about Armando than anybody in my head, and and my strategy was to just keep it tight and stay in the air and keep it consistent and try to
Bagzilla.
not crash. That was my number one thing was not to crash and try to keep it smooth, consistent, and tight. And so that worked out for me uh, pretty well. And you can watch Armando really pushing it and crashing and pushing it again and crashing. And he claims oh he wasn't worried at all, but he knows the crap he's going to get all month long until the next race.
Yeah.
So
Right.
as much as he wants to claim that he
Hmm.
wasn't worried about it at all, he didn't want to hear that Skip kicked his ass all month long again
Again.
because
Again.
the DRL racer, uh, I definitely done. I performed way better than everybody because they couldn't fly. So
Right.
yeah,
There you
that
go.
that's my goal is always just to fly as smooth as I possibly can, as tight as I possibly can. And I actually felt like this race, I've made a step up to doing that because I would get these bursts to where I'd get real smooth and tight, but it always came back to me crashing out.
Hmm.
But instead of this time, instead of me crashing out as much, I just done
Raymond
a few
Perea.
bobbles and got back into it.
Yeah. Bagzilla says, I can't wait for all of the GQ tracks to post on Velocidrone so I can get back in to 5 inch, baby. He's ready for that. Hello, Mr. Raymond Carrera. Welcome to the show. Yeah, that's and that's another part too. I remember when I was learning, there was a guy in our chapter. He was the first person that I saw fly in my opinion, crazily fast. And shout out to you, Big Nasty. And I remember it was actually the last whoop race that I flew with him. Uh, I beat him. I got an ace over him and chased the ace, and it was I was done. I mean, I could have just, you know, I was like, that's it. I knew he on his credit though, he just had a bad heat that time because he's normally just way faster. Hello, we can wave at your daughter. Hello, how are you? Phil, I'm bad with names again. Send me a text of what her name is, and I'll say hello to her with her name. I think I know it, but I don't want to say the wrong thing.
How you doing?
We like the kiddos. That's one thing about the races we do here. It's uh, all of our races are family friendly. So uh, yeah. So you're gonna have her flying before long, Phil?
How old is your daughter, Phil?
Hello, Ember. How are you? Hey, Ember. You watching YouTube with Daddy? Well, thank you for watching. Say hello to Skip over there.
Yeah, I like them. I like to. I like. Armando's got a bunch of little kids, and they like playing with me all the time because I'll be sitting here talking, and the next thing I'll just go. I'll just be making, and then I'll do what the cow says and all that. I'll start trying to like uh, get them to interact and do stuff all the time.
But they don't realize that yelling out, that's just your Tourette, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, um, I don't have a lot as far as uh, you know drone stuff or whatever. I do have something that I want to end with, but um, I can I can ask you guys something. I'll show you what I've got. We can meddle off into this for a minute. Turning two. Likes to see him. She's a few months away from keeping a quad up in the air. Well, hey, that's pretty good. Um, I got this. I ordered this scooter from PropSoft. Has a video about this thing, and it's a tachometer. And what I what I'm working on testing, and I really need. It's kind of like when you first start binding FR Sky back in the old days. You needed a third hand. You'd have to call your wife in, or somebody, or your kid to hold the button. Um, you're supposed to take and supposed to be able to take some of this reflective backing tape, and I was able to put it on the end of one of the props here. This is my UDL that 533 Skip himself right there built it for me, and we're trying to get it to where it's um, where we can actually just take this thing and shine the little laser in the props, and um, it will tell us the uh, no, it didn't get anything that time, but it will tell you the in the readout there. It'll tell you the RPM. So I'm working on that, but it's one of those things that I tried it in. I was telling Skip this last night. I tried it in beta flight, and went into the motors tab, and I just spun one motor up to 1500, which should be half, right? It should have been half of 31,005 or 31,000 kV, um, which what would be what 1550. Yeah, 15,500, and I was getting in around 14.4, 14.5. So I don't know if that's gonna. So there's a. Raymond says, so there's a tool to help remove props from 75 Pro. Gets lots of ado. Yeah, these, prop popper. Is that what you're talking about? Or this one? I like them. I like this one a little bit better. Just preference though. So I know a lot of people like the clone version or whatever they call it. But yeah, I think that this would be, if it works, it's going to be important, because in UDL races we'll be able to just have someone hold their quad, ramp it up, throw it up to full throttle, take the little laser and bink on it, and it should tell us what RPM it's at. We may, if it's not a clear prop, it may not even require the reflective tape. I can take this little fan right here and run it, and consistently on the two different speeds, I'm getting the same thing.
Thanks for the sub.
Thanks, Chip. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. So I don't know. Something I'm working on and testing, and I don't know. I might have to bring it to the race. Bagzilla says, I finished my UDL build the other day. Flies great, and when you hit the boost, oh boy, you better be ready. Yeah, see, of course I was flying outside in a little bit of wind. I've not raced the newest UDL build, so I wasn't able to tell much of a difference in the boost, but I think it might make a difference indoors. Yeah, Raymond, you got to watch out for the hairs, man. I think hair is what really ended up knocking Philoblaster out of the last UDL race, or the UWL race that we had. There was one corner in the gymnasium, we was actually flying up the stairwell, and for whatever reason, I don't know if some kid got their hair hung in in the railing or something like that. But if you went down back there, you picked up several hairs, didn't you? You remember that?
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
Chip
Yeah.
good.
Hey, Chip Good, welcome to the channel, man. From Infinity Loops community. All right, man. Yeah, I'm a 90%er myself. Head's a great guy, and OG over there. They're great fellas. I have a lot of respect for them. But thank you for coming over and joining what we're doing. So, so I've got that, and now I will say, if you think about getting one of these or whatever, and if it works well, I may order another one that's like the little pistol, like the heat gun. Because the problem with this is, to use it, you got to do like this, and your thumb's over it, and it reads this way. So you can't really turn it down. You can't use it like this. Hang on. You can't hold it like this and hold the button, because then everything's upside down. So I think I'll show you. It should show it. Yeah. So hang on. Let me just show you here with this fan. I have to make sure that I do it in between the. It ain't picking it up now, is it? Yeah, there it goes. So that's upside down when you do it that way. So you have to do it like this. I mean, so if it's laying down on the table like that was, it's all upside down. You guys saw it, and you're like, what did it read? and I can go back into the memory. And hang on. And it just tells you the minimum and the maximum. Wait, which way is right? This way. So, all right, well, so yes, if the technology works and if it'll do what I want it to do, this might not be the one that you want to use. There's better ones, possibly. I don't know. On Amazon, this was an
So is it
Amazon order.
working, Pastor?
Well, it's able to pick up. Let me see if I can. Let me switch to my desktop view, which will take Skip out for just a minute. And
No, that's fine.
so here's the fan. I'm going to turn it on, and if you do it flat, it works, but you gotta shine in between. See how my hand's in the way there? And if I hit the spars between, so 9400 kV on low. As soon as you take your finger off, it goes away. And you can't see it. I mean, you can hit memory, but it goes to the first time you did memory. No, maybe that's showing that one. That's the minimum when I went off and I hit the spurs. If you hit on doing a fan, you got to hold it steady, because if you move the laser over to like hitting the spurs, you got to make sure you hold it right in the center. And my hands are too shaky to really know. But the thing I don't like about it is, as soon as you let go of it, let's see, do it this way so you guys can see it. Now I'm holding it. You can read that. Around 94, 95, 100 RPMs. 96. And then as soon as you let it go, it goes off. But you can hit the memory, and you have to cycle through all of the memory. That was number one. It's going to show you the minimum and the maximum RPMs. Then, see, it's kind of cumbersome. The interface. The interface is just wonky. Now 3 was where I was at. See, 94.5, that was there. And then when I when I moved, it slowed it down.
Hey kids.
So let's see if we got anything for 4. Yeah, that was something else. So, all right. So yeah, that's what I've got.
Hey, a chip good.
It works with just a little fan like this. There's no
Skydozer FPV.
Hey guys, Skydozer and Kiz, how you guys doing? See, there's no reflective tape on any of this, just a solid plastic prop, and it is able to read it consistently. So it might be a thing that at a race, you'll be able to hold it like so, and put it on there, and you'll be able to see it. See, I can make it move and make it think that there's RPM by wiggling it around, but you can see it until you let go. So if someone's thinking about it, what I think you're going to have to do is to test it in a UDL. I think you will have to hold it up like this with your battery in it, and of course hold on to it, because you'll be asked to punch full throttle, and which could be a mess. It could end up being one of those things that I think it'd be much easier if we could have them lay it down on the table and hold it down on the table. But this scanner, this tachometer, doesn't really. It makes it hard to do it. It's working, but it makes it hard to do it. And so, Phil has joined us. How are you, my man?
Good.
All right. So,
Well, that seeing that it's working, I think it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, this one was only $16. $16 on Amazon. Um, there's no links in the description for it or anything, but if you do decide you want to buy one, click one of my affiliate links first, then go there and and I'll get like 3 cents
You
off
said
it.
duty.
Duty,
Duty side. Duty.
duty, duty, duty. I did say duty.
You did.
Let me make sure I'm looking here at the chat, making sure there's not any.
How's it going, Phil Blaster?
Pretty good. Trying not to do that much. Got a pinched nerve. It's
Duty.
Oh,
kind of
really?
the worst thing ever, but it'll be okay.
In your back?
Yeah, it starts in the neck and then it goes down my arm, into my shoulder, but
Oh gosh.
it's
Yeah, those
okay.
are terrible. I had one that started in the middle of my back and went down my leg. Sciatic nerve.
I remember I was in my 20s, hadn't been married very long, and our oldest was an infant, and I was working for Sumner County, and I was just going to get up out of bed and leaned up, and when I did, it pulled something in my neck, and I couldn't move. I was like, oh no! And I don't know what it was. It relaxed after a little while, and I was good for the rest of the day, kind of sore and all of that, but yeah.
I've been to the chiropractor twice now, and the pain keeps getting cut down, but it's still always there. It's like somebody's got like their thumbnail just pushed into your
Oh,
back,
oh.
just constant. So
Uh, and did
it's
it
not fun.
slowly start or did it come on you pretty quickly?
I thought I pulled a muscle, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, that really hurts. Like, it went from like somebody like kind of pushing hard with like like two hands to somebody stabbing you.
No.
So it went from like that to the other thing. But Advil, Tylenol, and chiropractic is gonna get me better.
Right. Yeah, just don't let them go in through the rectum. That don't work.
That's what he did the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
it
whatever.
works.
It works.
The spine starts down there.
Yeah.
It doesn't start at the neck. No,
Oh.
this is where it ends. Your spine
Oh.
starts at, yeah.
So the number one vertebra is like your tailbone?
Yeah. I guess, yeah. They numbered them wrong whenever they numbered them.
They numbered them backwards for
Yeah.
for because it's not dyslexic being easy. I understand that.
Mm-mm.
Do you hydrate a lot, Phil?
Try to, but I think
Just
that
don't
might have
let
been
him
it.
go into the
It was
rectum
either
with no
me throwing
hands.
my daughter up into the air and catching her
Gotta fix
that
the
caused
issue at
like
the
that
source.
strain, or it was pulling a patient around
Yeah.
or keeping one from falling, something
Yeah.
like that. I try to just say it was
That'll do
probably
it.
a mess of all of the things
Yeah.
because, like, you don't want to not like your job more. Like, this place hurt me,
Right.
and I don't want to not like my kid.
Right.
Like, she
Well,
hurt me.
and you don't want to take it out on the patients. It's like
No,
walk
no.
into a guy like me, and it's like this guy needs rolled over. It's like I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going home
She wouldn't go to bed until Skip waved. So
until
you waved pretty early, and then Skip waved like 30 seconds after you, and she was like this. And then whenever you said her name, she was scared. She did
oh
shy, like, I don't
oh
know this guy.
yeah
But no,
yeah,
I've got her on the sim a couple times, like, or a few
that's
times,
cool.
and she knows that the sticks like do things. And the longest she stayed in the air was like 20 seconds, and it was like she was like kind of close to the ground, like, yeah, but I don't know if that was computing in her mind, but
Yeah.
it was just fun for her, and she always sees the computer and sees me with the controller and says fly, like she's on
Oh,
to that
that's
one
cool.
word command kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
I'm excited.
I've got two great nephews. Both of y'all, I think, have met them. The little blonde headed fella. Both of them love drones and airplanes, and both of them want to fly now. Now, of course,
Yeah.
I don't live with them. I don't get them on the simulator or anything like that. But they want to fly now. It's like, why can't I come to your races now? And I'm like, because you're 3. You just turned 3 Sunday. You know,
I mean, a 3-year-old.
that's probably when
I'm
Evan
I'm
started,
betting.
right?
I don't know. But so my daughter last time, she was up here in my drone room. She was playing with this, and she was
Hmm.
kind of getting like a little bit of what motions happen. But I have like a set of LED lights that's kind of cycle, so she was like doing magic with it. But
Oh,
I'm thinking if I can get her onto like a 2-channel
hmm,
system
yeah.
controlling a car, then we can work our way up.
That's
Um,
that's
the,
one of the reasons why I'm trying. I'm trying to get it organized to do a race before the 22nd. That is only FPV cars on a Friday night. So the little FPV cars that put out on the table. If you haven't,
oh yeah.
you can go back in the videos. There's one of me. I call it FPV Pocket Pro Am. To make look at the sticker to
Got
remember what it
one.
was. Yeah, Phil's got one.
Well, no, I made. Oh yeah, one
You
of those. I never got it to work. But I made these myself. Well, not made
oh
myself. I put a really cheap
uh-huh.
camera on there, and this has actual proportional steering.
Yeah,
It was like $15 at Sam's Club, and
yeah,
then it just a little 2S, and I slip it in through there, and then I've got an FPV car.
yeah,
It's actually it's kind of too fast even.
yeah.
Like
Those
like
I
scaled
use the
up,
little
you're on
little ones
full
like
speed.
the diatone. Did you win? You won that from me, didn't you? At a race.
Yeah. And
Uh, well, they
for
had that.
some reason, I wanted them to go in reverse. I tried to figure things out,
Oh,
and then it
really?
got shelved. Yeah,
Oh,
but
there's a setting in it that you can change that you have to hit it twice for it to go into reverse. You have to notch and then hold it. But anyway, the S&T ones, the little ones like that, they're fully proportional throttle and
yeah,
steering, and it's pretty cool. Um,
that's the key is proportional steering and throttle. Like
yep,
mainly the steering. Like you can deal with a little bit of just on-off throttle, but
yeah,
if they have proportional steering, they probably have throttle too.
yeah. Raymond says he's trying to get his granddaughter and boy into flying. Yeah.
Marty, I just sent you a DM of my newly built FPV truggy.
Oh, okay.
Pictures.
Pictures. All right. Let me go over here to. Let me switch to this so that it doesn't show any. Hang on, guys. So it doesn't show anything of. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good.
I'm sure
This
people I
is
work with tweaking all the time because I'll pull my shoulder up and like, ah.
yeah. This is Skydozer's FPV, and I think he has the gimbal inside the canopy there. We'll
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think he said that it was the walk snail or the Cadex gimbal. I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sky. Uh,
Now,
there it
did
is.
you lighten the springs so that it's not as
Oh, free
bouncy,
gimbal
or
inside,
did you do
yes.
anything like Shockworth Sky? Because um, I put FPV
CAD X
on a little
gimbal,
six
yes.
six cell buggy, and it's just a jarring mess. Like
Yeah,
it's not drivable.
Now he said that he's got the O3 um, gimbal inside it, the Cadex. So putting, I think that's all of the pictures. Maybe not. Yeah, we're just now if I can figure out how to get back out of it. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I've seen it before. That gimbal it'll take a lot of that bouncing and stuff out of it. I don't know if it if it does or not.
I chose it because of the suspension.
I just
It's
hot glued
plush as
that
can
same sort of
Yeah,
camera to the front bumper of a Typhon.
be. It's smooth as butter.
It's
yeah,
okay as long as you're on pavement.
yeah. He said he chose it because of he chose that truck, I guess, or the vehicle because of the suspension. He says it's plush as can be and smooth as butter. So, yeah,
Nice.
have to send us some video of it, Sky Dozer, and we'll post it up here and show everybody what it looks like. You can send us a clip or
Yay,
something.
without a gimbal, it's insane bumpy.
Yeah, yeah. These the little cars. How I do it is I put them on. I take 3 of the
On
fold
my
out.
last car, I mean.
Yeah, on these little ones, I use 3 fold out Walmart tables, and I take black construction paper and I overlap them so that the seam is always going down in the direction of the track. So that because those little ones are small enough, if you do it the wrong way, they can hang up on the lip of the paper, and it's cool. We can. I had to take. You can't use the original cameras because they only come on band race or not race band, but band A, and you if you get more than 2 racing, it sucks. But you pull, it's got 5 volts going to the camera, so you just cut the little magnet thing off of it and solder the hot in the ground up to one of those cameras like what you're talking about with a but with a dipole on it instead of the clover leaf,
Yeah.
and it works good, man. We've raced 4 at a time because I was using that 4 eyes, the analog thing that was on the back of the screen. It was the analog 4 eyes, and man, it works fine. It's actually smooth and good. And if you're looking at it and you're watching it from third person, you see the little cars just going around the track like. And then when
That has been my project for the last month.
yeah, and then I took this. That's why I have it left over, and I color my batteries for racing so that the yellow side. I don't know if you guys can see that the yellow side is the flat side because I don't wear my glasses. But you take that and you just make dotted lines down the center of that black paper, and man, it acts just inside the goggles. It looks like you're going like 100 miles an hour around the little track, and you look at it in first person. It's just like.
Yeah, I know, right? It looks like you're going super fast in first person for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's fun too, and it's a good way to get children and teenagers uh, into FPV. It's
Marty's trying to attract the children.
that's right. Now be nice, Phil.
What?
That's
Youth involvement.
that's right. That's it. Suffer not the
Involve
little ones.
youth.
Suffer not the little ones. Yes.
What, the ones that will just step on it and not know? Oh no,
Oh,
it's breaking.
that's why it's a table.
Oh
And
yeah.
when the kids are there, and it's like first rule: the cars do not come off the table. The cars have to stay on the table because even with them, they got a little what's called a worm drive in it. It's
Oh
it's
wow.
it's a gear that runs the
Yeah, it's like a pinion on a
yeah,
spur.
right. And if you get hair wrapped up in that, man, that ain't going nowhere. So I don't recommend running them at all on the floor. A lot of people do. Uh, One of the first ones I bought, I took it to church and was running around with it. One of the 2 or 3 year olds run up and just jumped and landed on either his feet on either side of the car, and I was like, okay, it's time to put that up. So, because I was like, it's gonna be gone.
Glow worm drive.
Glowworm drive. Yeah,
It's when it gets really hot.
yeah,
It's not lubricated enough and it just glows.
that's right. That's right. You, I guess you could resin print or 3D print the the gear and glow in the dark filament. I guess if it ever broke or something. But yeah, so let's shift gears a little bit from the car racing.
Yes, lol.
And let's talk about a little bit about what we've got planned. Without we don't have a whole lot of details yet, guy, and I don't want to say too much, but it's I did have a meeting with that pastor Phil that I was telling you
Oh
about,
yeah.
and I've got he tentatively or initially is on board, wants to know more about it. So having a lunch, have a lunch meeting with him next week, and uh, may may have a go ahead on that. You know, as
Cool.
a backup or something if we can't find something that, because I think what we'll end up doing is what um, let me see a good way to segue in or get pull the listeners into this. Um, Setting up uh, just a regular whoop race takes, you know, I know there's people out there, AK different people that can do it all by themselves and everything, but when you're starting off, it really takes a team of people. Uh, you know, and if you don't have a team, then you know you're in trouble. Even the best racers will tell you that. I believe the best race coordinators is it takes it. You got to have a good team of people surrounding you. I know in anything that requires leadership or whatever, uh, you're only as good as the people in your team, and that's what makes multi GP successful. It's not one guy. It's not uh, Skip's flying. I can tell. Can you guys tell?
Sorry.
He's flying. I can
Yeah,
tell he's flying. He's
That's
grinding.
funny.
He's grinding as we're going, but you know it takes a team of people. So in setting up a race, you need to first surround yourself with people that are doers, because one of the things you will run into is there's a lot of people that that get excited and have lofty ideas and but are, and I'm trying to be nice, are slow on the are low on the output. You know, it's easy to come up with this would be a great idea. Let's do this and we can do this and we can do this and we can do this. And that's the easy part, is to say, yeah, I want to do a race. And the hard part is pulling it off well. And if you're out there and you're thinking about getting in or becoming or starting a chapter, I know there was someone here on the Thursday night uh, stream that was talking about they were starting a chapter, a race chapter in Birmingham. I don't remember who it was, but the best advice I can give to you is get a good team of doers, um, and people you can depend on. That's that's the hard thing. Is even if you get a doer, you got to be able to depend on them. That they need to be there when they say they're going to be there. If you know if you're dependent upon people to set up your track for you, or you're dependent on people to run the timer or whatever, and they show up 10 minutes before the race is supposed to start, then everything is like a train wreck. Everything just piles on. So yeah, we are planning something big here in this region. I think we've got a team that can get it done now. I don't think we've had that in the past. Wouldn't you agree, Phil?
Uh, it's definitely it's improved.
Yeah,
Um, and we have the equipment, and I think once we have a few more races, we can really have a good system, what we know works, what doesn't work. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be just a few challenges. I think I don't think it's gonna be
yeah,
hard. It's just gonna be just doing it.
yep,
That's the hardest part about anything. Is just
yep,
getting your feet wet, getting your hands
hmm
dirty.
yep. And like I said earlier, I did go by today, and the venue is reserved for and paid for the 22nd and March 15th. Well, March 15th is not paid for yet, but it will be. So we got that going, and um, that's where I plan on really testing what we can do and how smooth it can go, and because the part about that venue is uh, they had to shorten us by 2 hours, an hour,
Yeah.
you know, uh, an hour later, starting and ending an hour earlier. So um,
Well,
that's not a lot, but we used to go over,
yeah.
by about an hour anyway.
I think
So
we'll have a good plan, and we already have the track designed.
yep,
So it's not going to take anything to take Skip's design and put it on the court. Um,
right,
it'll be a little challenging, I guess, to attach it in a few places up top, but just some
yeah,
masking tape, I guess, is what we need.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, and then your setup, I think we can really open up your stuff and just have it going in probably 20 minutes or so.
yeah. And I've streamlined the trailer a lot. Most everything is in totes, and so you just be able to pull them out, and all of the lights, all of the extension cords, you know, uh, the netting, uh, all of that stuff. It's all of that's a work in itself. There, just organizing this stuff, and you can attest to that even at multi GP. Once you guys got got it figured out somewhat better in the container, things went
Yeah.
a lot easier.
So in IO 2023, um, we had the container, um, and it was kind of it was I think that's the first year we actually had the container how we wanted it, because Chris like stayed behind. He emptied out the entire trailer, everything out in front of the container, and then loaded it exactly how we wanted it loaded, and everything fit. It was
Mm-hmm.
kind of crazy. It's crazy what you can fit in one of those shipping containers. You can
Yeah.
fit an entire drone racing event, um, like of the IO size. So
And
in
does that ship around? Does that go to champs
no,
and stuff like that?
no, so at the no quarter ranch, there's also another shipping container that has champ things in it, and a, it's got really important things in it, like the chairs, the stands, or the launch stands, and then some stuff for Doug to use, and then for on-site stuff during champs. But it's we there's now two sets of multi GP like welded up um, water jet cut stands. One is in Citrus Springs, Florida, and the other one is in Muncie, Indiana. And um, it's just kind of funny. Had a whole new set made for there, but likely champs will not be at the No Quarter Ranch next year or this year,
Mm.
just because I think the um, there's a lot of opportunity that is like knocking to where
Mm-hmm.
we could have champs elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, also, Matt and Michelle Brooks, I think they were planning on a vacation. They're planning a vacation for IO and champs, and I'm like, what? You don't like me anymore? Oh. But anyway, they're great hosts, and they done a lot for drone racing. Um, and I think Matt Brooks actually enjoyed himself this past year, which is great. Um, he even won a class, and he gave me a drone. He won, like a little TinyWhoop, and he said, "I have no interest in flying this." And he was
Right.
like, "You want it?" I was like, "Okay." Um, some jokes, some years is I did this much work and all I got is this T-shirt.
Yeah.
And so it happens like that sometimes. But then, you know, at odd times you get things and sometimes you don't. And that's not why, like, volunteer or
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Right.
It's just like, so I never expect anything. So whenever anything happens, it's like, it blows my mind. I can't think of it. And I'll always remember. Like, I'll never forget. Like, 50 years from now, I'll always remember that.
It's
But
insane.
I don't know. I'm excited
Thanks.
for what we're gonna do here in the southeast.
Yep. Thanks, McFly, for the $10 super chat for IO.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and also too, we'll start taking up a fund too for the southeast thing. Don't know what we're gonna call it yet.
Well, honestly, so I don't know if you could really we can. So it's gonna be in the kind of kickoffy season, depending on what we do,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not, tied down to one specific thing yet,
That's
like
right.
one specific type of quad. So,
That's right.
and
Well,
the what we were talking about on the phone and sent you stuff about possible venues that would be
Yeah,
out.
I told Skip about one that's named Turner. One of the facilities is Turner Evans.
that's so funny.
That is really funny. So I was
And
also looking at hangars. Like,
mm-hmm.
you could literally rent a hangar for like
Yeah.
a month, and it's like $300, which would be like nothing. And like that would be size enough for it. I don't know how the RF is in there. I'm sure it's not like too terribly bad, but
That would
we
just
just need to.
restrict any flying outside, though.
Right, but if we're doing a certain size, then
Yeah,
that's it's
you know
fine.
the I can say this. It's not the Phil recommended a local fairground that has tons of buildings on it, and was like what 3 or 4 that was $250 a day, which is a
Yeah,
lot cheaper than what I
yeah.
was
I mean
looking
that.
at with a hotel convention center thing. Um, that the big long red one, the Turner Evans, was I think it's 54 by 140. I think it's what it said. I can probably pull it up. If that's got bathrooms and stuff in it, that might be perfect. And so I mean,
Yeah,
because 140 foot, that's big. How big is the TinyWhoop tent? Do you know that?
it's probably 40 by 60.
Okay, yeah, I think it
No,
was.
sorry, definitely not 60. Maybe no, no. It's gonna be like 60 by 100, close to it. At least 60 by 80.
Oh, this is 35 by 140, and so you guys can see. I don't know if you can read it.
Yeah.
Turner Evans Building.
And it's got even like a little staging area outside of it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
um, there's
and
just a lot of possibilities I don't think that people have thought of that, are possible.
yeah.
Um,
Where's that at, Pastor?
It's at the Wilson County um, Fairgrounds.
so it is
Wh-
on um, it's about 30 minutes east of Nashville. So
Yeah,
30 minutes closer to y'all, too.
yeah. About
That's good.
about 30 minutes close from the airport. If those people that want to fly
Yeah.
in.
It's on the airport side of Nashville, and there's a lot of lodging. That's
Yeah,
why it really
yeah,
was attractive to the idea
yeah,
of something big.
yeah. And of course, venue comes down to sponsors and how much sponsors you can get and all of that. And I don't. I mean, this is not anything secret. I've got a tentative penciled in uh, appointment, if you will, to speak with
Oh,
AK. And I'm one that it's always wise to learn from other people's mistakes. So, uh, when he was like, man, sure, I'll be able to. I mean, I'd love to help give you some pointers on what works and what don't work and so forth. And so yeah, that's where we're we're moving forward with it. And you know, uh, don't know for sure on the other venue that I believe I've got it. Um, well, I got the initial okay, just on the details of what I'm wanting. Uh, at dead least, we can do the gymnasium that we've have been flying in, and now that'll put you about an hour from Nashville, but if you fly in, but that would be that is a for sure pretty much that we'll be able to do something there. So you're always good to have a
Yeah, I'm,
backup in case something doesn't pan out.
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it myself.
Yeah, yeah, and I haven't had a chance yet, Skip, to talk to you about what Phil and I talked about last night, as far as having some that it may and it could. Let me say it that way. It could be more than just 65 and 75 millimeter. That would not happen at the gym. We could not do that at the gym. If we have it at the
Right.
gym, it would just be a Whoop regional Whoop championship or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
So, but other venues, like
And
possibly the fairgrounds, I'm sure we
the
could probably get
fairgrounds
a
is
piece of ground.
right close to 40, so it's the accessibility is
Yeah,
like amazing.
yeah. You can actually see it from Interstate 40 if you look hard. So
Yeah, it's a humongous facility. We
yeah,
just gotta
it's
talk
where
to the right person.
yeah, it's where Tennessee has the state fair. They moved the
No,
state fair from Nashville to there because it
Yeah.
was the
We also
biggest.
talk about the Nashville Fairgrounds as being a possible
Yeah,
venue because of how many empty open buildings they have.
yeah, that just
Um,
remain empty. Yeah,
yeah, they're not being used, nothing.
yeah,
They'll have an occasional or there's an occasional gun show, occasional car shows, occasional
hmm
craft fair thing, but I'm sure they're not booked all the time.
yeah, yeah. So we're looking into all of that, and um, you'll be hearing more about that uh, coming up. There's been, I think, the check marks behind the scene that need to be being made are are being made, and uh, really the only thing that's left is to set an actual date and start getting sponsors and putting up tickets. So
Yeah, I think the only two like events that happen in the same time frame is going to be multi GP champs and West Coast Throwdown.
yeah,
So
when is
those are
West
the only ones.
when is West Coast Throwdown?
Sometimes it's the same week as the multi GP champs.
Which that is
So
what?
mid October.
Oh, well, maybe I'm looking more toward later October, first November is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean I like it. Um, and you never know about weather. Like
Yeah.
it could be the most beautiful day,
Yep.
or it just is not.
Yep.
But some of those buildings um, are like open sided with like they're used for horse like shows
Right.
or other things. Like it would not be a bad thing to just have a roof sometimes. And that
Yeah.
would open it up to more like a tiny trainer or something.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that we need to get in touch with the right people
Yeah.
that can see this as a possible
Yeah.
launching point
Yeah.
for because Tennessee, where it's located, is is amazing for the East Coast. Everything from St. Louis east, apart from like the northeast.
hmm
Like once you get past like West Virginia, then you're in another realm. But
Right.
we are centrally located pretty well
Yeah,
for a lot of people.
and how many of the major FPV retailers are in the southeast? You've got 533, you've got RDQ, you've got Get FPV, you've got Grayson Hobbies, you've got uh, Progressive Hobbies. I mean, there's quite a few.
Yeah, yeah. I do wonder about the numbers with all of
Yeah.
them, how
Oh
they're
yeah.
doing, how they did,
Yeah.
because a lot of those have
And
transitioned a lot.
last but not least, Fly High is in the Birmingham area, so
Oh, um,
that's all
yeah.
right in the area. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, it's definitely going to take um, people getting behind us and all of that. But I think we've got the right. We've got some commitments from some big names already, and looking for some more. And really, I think what we're doing now is just the team. We've got to settle on a date, and we got to settle on a venue. And if you are in the region, southeast, guys from Bluegrass, 901, Knoxville, this Birmingham chapter, Chattanooga chapter, Florida, all of you guys. I mean, if you want to be a part of it and want to be a part of volunteer team, then let us know. Um, you can, you know, we need everything from people, that can help set up gates to, you know, for people that can just check the weight of a drone, because we do plan on doing UDL, and so we're going to need that. Yeah, Raymond says nothing on the West Coast as far as I know. Yeah, I don't think I don't think they've set the date for the West Coast Throwdown yet, right?
No, no, dates haven't been set for either things that we would need to pivot around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but I'm thinking so. Usually by mid October, Champs is done, right?
Yeah, like the 24th, I think, was the last day one time.
Yeah,
Um, but
yeah. I kind of like maybe around the 1st of November is what leans more toward me. But you got to leave that open for venues, and if we can get an amazing venue by moving it 2 weeks, then that's what we want to do. So, and but
hey, there's always my barn.
it's always Phil's barn. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd make great
Well,
tiny trainer
well,
for
and
like
if
3 second lap.
if we ended up going with the gym, there's camping. No, with no hookups, but camping for lots of people at the property that we have at the church. Phil could set up something outdoors at his place, and Phil's not. What are you, 10 minutes from the gym?
I'm like 15 minutes from the gym, but
Okay.
yeah, I can definitely set up. I mean, I really want to have a springtime like LED'd course, and that's like what I've got like on the ground right now, doing all the colors is the actual LEDs that I'd be using.
Is that
It's this
is that what's got your face lit up like that? Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of thicker stuff. It's made for like the ground, um,
Mm-hmm.
landscape stuff. So it's really bright on one side, it's not so bright on this side. It'll go against the pole, and then be really nice.
Yeah. That's like me.
Um,
Part of me's pretty bright, and the rest of me not so much.
I'm trying to source some clear tubing, like clear polyvinyl.
I've
Um,
got a box of it at church.
I, I'm talking like 10-foot sticks.
Oh, and well, this is in a roll. I think I've got like a
Yeah,
hundred and something foot of it in a roll.
Is it like an inch and a half at least?
It looks
No,
good.
it's not inch and a half. I think it's the same stuff that they use
What is that?
um, for soda fountains.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
okay.
get off
Yeah,
this.
but you
Um,
can put LEDs in it, but I don't think you'll be able to put that in it. You could put LEDs
well,
in it and just hot glue the ends on it and put it on a
I
stick. You know, but I'll have to show you. I've got to clean out my office before I can even get to that.
I've got to clean out up here.
Yeah.
So the plan is PVC or probably PVC, and then right next to it, and then the clear tube just fits right on top, protect the LEDs. So like just holding it, but it's got
Hmm.
to be clear, and that's the challenge. Um, and
Well,
the size need to be.
yeah, because you're talking about spec stuff for like tiny trainer and
Well,
up, right?
tiny trainer that wouldn't destroy the LED. I
Well,
mean,
I mean,
anyone can do it, right?
they're around Christmas you can find them, and I've got still quite a few left. But white pool noodles work pretty good. Really diffuses the light really well.
Yeah, I thought about that. It's just the protection factor. They don't offer it.
Well, I think they would offer it for a few hits from a tiny trainer,
Yeah,
but if you go Freedom Spec or you know any other
you
bigger
remember how I
spec,
used to set up tracks with the PEX tubing,
yeah.
and then you feed the PEX tubing through it, and then you put two like driveway
Hmm.
fiberglass stakes, and that's what your ground spikes were, and it would be up, it'd be an
What?
arch, and that's where I really cut my teeth on training
Hmm.
was with those little arches.
Yeah. You hit them with a
Let me
5 inch
ask
and
you
chunks
something.
would fly though. Yeah, go ahead, Skip.
Yeah.
What are the gates they used at Wooptopia? Was that
Oh
just PVC with LEDs inside,
no,
or
I can't.
I've seen some of them with fabric on them, and I can't find them anywhere.
I know that
I think We Bleed would be,
We Bleed sells the clear piping that's got the track in it. It's got a
yeah.
little track in it that you can slide LED lights down it, and of course you can just order. I mean, you can just get from Amazon or Lowe's has your your corners and stuff like that. So yeah, but We Bleed you can buy the. I think they're. I think they sell them in 24-inch tubes. They're
Yeah,
not cheap, but none of that is once you start buying it. Even regular PVC is not cheap when you
yeah.
start buying it.
I've got a lot of the 3/4 inch regular PVC for Whoops, uh, and we've got the newbie drum gates and the TinyWhoop gates, the bigger TinyWhoop square gates. But
Yeah,
yeah, I really liked how Wooptopia gates looked. I thought they looked really good.
they
North
looked like they
Carolina,
were like they were homemade. They had like a, I don't know if it was fabric on the inside of that or, but it
yeah,
had sponsors' names on it. You
yeah.
know.
I know North Carolina they had PVC gates up and they had the LEDs inside of them. And when I was watching it, I could not tell that they were PVC gates. I thought they were just some cool freaking gate because they had LEDs inside of them just glowing and tracking around the gates and stuff.
So you could see
But when I
through
got up,
white. Was it white PVC or?
yeah, it was white PVC. And when I got up to them, I was like, "Wow, this is PVC." I didn't realize that with the LEDs inside.
Hmm.
It looked really cool.
Well, guys, I gotta get going.
All right, man.
Yeah, same
Give me
here.
30
I do
minutes and I'm over my limit.
All right, man. Take care, brother.
See you
We'll
guys.
see you, man.
too. Yeah.
Um, Neo's Johnny Scar says he dropped you a link. Skip. It's
Okay.
Neo's UV Creations. Yes, they were part of the sponsors on that. Pull them up, Skip, if you can, and share your screen. I want to look at the.
All right. I'm gonna have to go here soon myself,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. I'm
we
not
can
going to
do
be
that.
very long. I've got a phone call to make here in just a little bit myself.
Alrighty.
So
Where'd you send it to me, Johnny? I thought it was on Discord, right?
It's in Race Talk, Skips.
Oh, in Race Talk.
It's in
Okay.
Race Talk right there. Yeah. I can click on it because I've already got it pulled up here.
Alrighty.
We print your your photos with UV reactive ink. All right, Whooptopia was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so definitely.
Oh, you can't see it, Skip.
No, I'm just saying I'm not seeing the link.
It's in Race Talk in the Discord.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see now. I feel stupid.
I'm trying to see. Can you order from them? Do they have a store? Shop Neo
Yeah,
Products.
Jones and Gates. Yeah,
You can buy that dog.
some cool Gates. I'm pretty sure custom Gates are going to be quite a bit. Just a
There's a
guess.
Neo's Ready to Fly kit. Pre-order price includes
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tax.
That's four
$425. So what
four
does that?
twenty five.
What does that?
How
What does that
much?
come with? The
Yeah,
Neo's
what do you
Ready to
get?
Fly kit is for beginners who are getting ready to get started. The Ready to Fly kit comes with Radio Master Pocket, Beta FPV VR3 goggles, V-Fly Whoopster 3.
Now we want the Gates.
Yeah. Let's see here. What is this? 6/10. That's a quad. You can order custom-made drone racing gates to practice with. Uh, Let us know how many you're interested in, the gate size at Neo UVs.
Yeah, I'm saying I would say that custom Gates is going to be really expensive.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I mean, I could be wrong, but those look amazing. They look pretty good.
Custom bundles. Yeah, you got to do an account. Freestyle Cinematic Racing. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, they sell whoops also. So yeah, that's that ready to fly kit I was talking about, guys. That's not a gate bundle. Look at that. All right, let me get back out of this and into it here. Come on. There we go. All right. Yeah. I'll send you the link, Skip, to this alternate venue that we're looking at.
Yeah, it looks like they do all kinds of stuff, not just whoop gates. So
Yeah.
which I mean it makes sense. But
Yeah. I just sent you Discord race talk. Yep. Not all. And remember, if you aren't crashing, you aren't flying. Yep. That's right, Raymond. It's part of it. Rubbing is racing, right? Part of it. All right. Well, Skip, if you don't have anything extra, I think we'll go ahead and shut it out, and I'll try to make my phone call and jump back on Discord because I still haven't
alrighty.
run the new track yet. I mean, I just ran it
Yeah.
once, but I've not ran it, and actually been flying it.
Yeah,
So
so if you're interested, get on Velocity Drone and look up UDL Crossroads Gym, February what?
22nd.
22nd.
Yep.
So, and then you also have Crossroads Gym February 22nd for 65 mil also.
That's correct. We'll be running both.
Yeah.
We'll be running
And,
both.
and the track style, if you run whoops on Velocidrone, it should be a little bit familiar. That's what we want to do. I think that's a good way to have great races. Is people have something they've flown that's familiar before, and something that you don't have to learn completely new. I think that's what makes a great race because people can say, "Hey, I've done that before, and I can, I know this one. I can zip through that." And that's what we want is people having fun and having races that people feel comfortable and they're at their best.
Right. That's what you want. And I am going to. I'm going to try to. I've got a picture, and I'm going to try to put it in Race Talk before I get done, of the settings for the UDL, and I can't stress enough how important it is to fly these settings on the UDL track because it's totally different, guys. Let me see. I thought I took a picture of it on my phone. Do you have a photo of the?
I've got a text file.
Okay, you can post it in Race Talk if you will. I'm
Okay.
going to try to find the picture that I took, but I'm not having any luck.
Yeah. So, in Race Talk, I will post the settings for UDL, and if you just open up your Velocidrone and set those right there, then
I've got it too.
you will be able to have your UDL settings with the beta FPV 75X.
Yep. And I'm gonna put a picture up also. So Skip's got the text, and I've got a photograph of what it'll look like. Good night, Bagzilla. Have a good one, brother.
All right.
Go to UDL Discord. We love to help anyone out who needs it. And got the best help
Well,
there. Yep.
Thank you very much for having me, Pastor. And
All right, brother. Take care. We'll see you. All right. Take care, man. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the subscriptions. If you haven't smashed that like button on your way out, it's like a tip. smash it. If you didn't like it, if you hate us, you can hit the thumbs down. We get the same amount of credit for it. I don't understand that, but it is. And and if you like what you're seeing and want to be a part, back there on the Discord, let me put a link to the Discord. I think there's a link. There's a link to the Discord in the stuff below. If not, I'll put it in it afterwards. Thank you guys, and remember, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, to keep flying and rise up and meet me in the air. Take care, guys. God bless.